Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. You know it, I know it, and we all know that I'm just a lady with a bulldog and a camera and far too many opinions. So let's get to some of those opinions, shall we? Today we're going to be watching a top AMARE, whatever. I don't need to know how to say it. Words are hard. I don't need to get names right. It doesn't matter. If it makes you mad, see yourself out. But she's fear-mongering, allegedly. We are going to watch her do so. Watch her do that. Also, let's just give a quick round of applause for Ethan, the editor. We appreciate him so much. Very thankful for him. He's been working very hard editing all of the videos that I've been sending over to him. There's a lot of them. Thank you to him. Best employee ever. Employee of the month, maybe. Maybe we can get a picture of him right here. This is employee of the month. Wiggum might fight him for that spot. So let's go ahead and go over this. AMARE is an MLM, obviously. That's what we do here. And I have done a deep dive on that. So if you want to watch that, go ahead and go do so. I've been making my deep dives just like factual, you know, they're snippets, they're shorter. They're usually, I feel like now they're like less than 30 minutes before they used to be longer. This company is absolutely ridiculous. They tried to say that their products can cure autism. Guess what? As someone who has a touch of the tism, it don't do that. If you have autism, you don't need to be cured. You're amazing. You're perfect. You might even be God's favorite. You're definitely this flying spaghetti monster's favorite and Wiggum's favorite. They have a product called Happy Juice. From what I've seen, they post less about AMARE, and they post more about Happy Juice. So they post more about the product than they do branding it as the company. That's not to say that they don't like push out the actual opportunity. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like they'll push out the product rather than the actual company. I think they do that because of the negative connotation that obviously multi-level marketing companies, network marketing companies have going on the internet and being like, oh my God, my Happy Juice. Have a Celsius or a tea. You'll be fine. Listen, and I know there's going to be people in the comment section who are like, oh my God, Chelsea, you can't drink a Celsius. I actually can. I can have one. I can have one per day, which I don't have one per day. I have like one a week, but today we need it. I have a bunch of errands to run and I'm tired, and this thing will not stop moving, and he's about to start moving a lot more with us. Good for you, not for me, my baby, not yours. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm annoying. I am going to be getting ready during this video, so I'll have everything I use linked down below. Hey, I'm just sneaking in here real quick to tell you about today's sponsor and thank them because they are amazing and I love them so much. And that is Colon Broom. Y'all know that I love Colon Broom so much. And do you know why? Yes, you do. It's because during my pregnancy, because of the other supplements I had to take, I could not poop. And if there's one thing about me, I love consistency. Y'all know I have been extremely consistent on my YouTube channel for probably far too long. Like I need a break. By the time I post this video, I'm probably taking a break right now, but not really because I'm keeping a little human alive. However, I do love to be consistent. I do love to be regular, dare I say. And Colon Broom has really helped me with that. I've worked it into my morning routine. As you can see here, I have it with my breakfast, and then thank the Lord, I am able to poop. One thing that I really love about Colon Broom and their brand in general, not only are they hilarious and they appreciate humor, but they also are really trying to normalize that conversation. Everyone has a butthole. If you don't, I'm scared for you, and that's a different conversation we need to have. Or rather that you should have with your doctor. But everybody poops, and it's a normal bodily function, and y'all know that I am all about having those real conversations and normalizing those things, especially throughout my entire pregnancy. I have been open about some things that people might find weird, but we're all humans, but we really need to normalize that conversation so that people feel comfortable having those conversations. Now, Colon Broom is a high fiber dietary supplement that uses the highest quality ingredients to support your gut and microbiome health. The main ingredient is psyllium husk, which is scientifically proven to treat intestinal problems, benefit constipation, diarrhea, blood pressure, and weight loss. Colon Broom's mission, which I absolutely love, is to break down that stigma. Adding Colon Broom to your routine can cleanse the colon, lower risk of colon cancer, help clean out the intestinal tract, making it more regular than ever, help improve your skin health, lower that quote bad cholesterol, reduce bloating, digestion, and constipation problems, which is the main reason I'm using it. and of course work as a prebiotic and nourish healthy gut bacteria. Now, you know I usually love being extra, but if you want to be a regular gal like me, go ahead and go to colinbroom.org/Suarez and you can get 75% off of your order of Colin Broom. And if you want to be an extra frugal girly, you can go ahead and get 10% off on top of that at checkout with the code Suarez10.
Hi guys, good morning. I'm tuning in today. I'm saying good morning because it's only 7:40 here. I'm actually in Hawaii. I'm in Maui, and there's a 6-hour difference. So I'm saying good morning. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys quickly. I was just sitting here making my happy juice, and this is a staple product that I literally take everywhere with me, no matter where I am. So yes, even being in Hawaii, I am making my happy juice, and I want to talk to you a little bit about why I'm making it and what it is. You guys see me in my stories all of the time, showing it, drinking it, giving it to people, but I don't really take the time to break it down. And my inbox has been
Oh, but don't y'all say that like the product sells itself? Because it sounds like you're selling the product right now.
filled with people saying, what is this drink that you're drinking? So I thought I would come on here and share it with you guys and really talk about it, because one of the things that I learned over the last 4 years, in July it will be 4 years that I am partnered with the first and only mental wellness company that takes a holistic approach. You know, back a couple years ago when the pandemic hit, before that, nobody was really talking about their mental health.
That has to be the dumbest I've ever heard. No one was talking about their mental health prior to the pandemic. Ma'am, just because you weren't, or maybe like it wasn't super duper prevalent on social media, doesn't mean that people weren't talking about it. Girl, I've been talking about my mental health since like 13. I've been in therapy since I was like 12. So maybe you haven't, but yeah. Also, it sounds like, because she said that she has been in it for 4 years, so that would mean that like right before Panorama started that she got into the MLM. So what it really sounds like happened is that she started exploiting mental health as a way to sell her scam around that time. I don't know that as a fact. That's just my opinion, and you know I got a lot of those. But that's dumb. That's not accurate at all. People have been talking about mental health for years. As someone who's been in therapy for years, as someone who has gone to treatment, as someone who has lived in a residential treatment facility, center, whatever, people have been talking about mental health for years.
It was really around that time that I noticed that people started to talk about their mental health because they were stressed out. They were going to their doctor and they were saying things like, I'm stuck, I'm anxious, I'm sad, right? I'm depressed. They were saying all of these words, and the only thing that the doctor could offer them at that moment is a pharmaceutical drug.
Were you there? Are you hiding under the table? You hiding in the cabinets in the doctor's office? Like how, again, not to be too much of like Amelia Bedelia here, but like you don't know what you're talking about.
And so around that time was pretty much when I tripled with the amount of people that was helping, literally overnight.
The amount of people that you manipulated into the MLM, saying that you could help them with a holistic approach to anxiety, to whatever. It's just really interesting how they act like medication is the devil. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times there are ways that you can help your mental health, help your ADHD, your anxiety, your depression, things like that. There are definitely ways that you can help those mental health hiccups without necessarily needing a pharmaceutical. But the thing is that a lot of people do need those things. And that's not bad. Like for instance, cannot wait to get back on my ADHD medication. Girl, Mary Elizabeth Beth Dugan, I cannot wait to get back on my medication. It's going to be over for these all of them. It's going to be over for them. But I'm so excited, and just to feel like myself again and to be able to get things done because my ADHD is crazy. And it just levels you out and it's amazing. But that doesn't work for everyone. And I know as well with my anxiety, because I'm not on anxiety medication, that working out, being on like a structured schedule and not eating gluten, or at least limiting that like a lot. I haven't done that with my pregnancy because this baby doesn't care. But there are certain things that I can do, staying hydrated, blah, like really help with my anxiety, my depression. Obviously, I'm still going to have those ebbs and flows, but there are certain things I can do to help. An MLM product, some random supplement, is not going to help unless you have like a deficiency in whatever thing. But then it wouldn't necessarily help with anxiety or depression or your mental health hiccup you're having. It would help with evening out like the thing that you're trying to supplement. But again, this is what fear mongering is. They take that people don't know a lot of this stuff, and they take that people just want to feel better without having to get like addicted to pills or whatever. Yeah, listen, sometimes you just need to have a Xanax, okay?
Because people were looking. I see my husband peeking through. He's like, I didn't know you were going to go live. I didn't know I was going to go live either. It was just on my heart this morning, and I was like, I'm going to go live. I haven't been live in a while here on Facebook. I'm all over.
I didn't know I was going to until I decided earlier this morning that I was going to. Oh my God, I'm so quirky.
All over other platforms, and I don't really go live here very much. Hey, Danny, how are you? But anyways, I lost my train of thought. Mental health, I knew was going to be huge. Before even the pandemic hit, I knew it was going to be huge. The only thing that the pandemic showed us is that people are now willing to talk about it, because before they were hiding it. They weren't talking about their mental health. They weren't talking about how they felt. And it finally got to the point where people couldn't hold it back anymore. And they had to come out and they had to start talking about it. And what I learned when I completely tripled overnight was that people were demanding a holistic approach for their mental health, and it wasn't a trend and it wasn't going away. And all my life, I learned, eat healthy.
You know what it sounds like? People wanted a holistic approach for their mental health. Ma'am, it sounds like you're just talking about weed. Like, it really sounds like you're talking about weed.
Move your body, right? Count calories. Those were things that we were taught growing up. But nobody ever taught me anything related.
That's a red flag. Who told you to count calories? I mean, it sounds like she's a millennial, an elder millennial, whatever. It's taking everything in me not to comment on her makeup. Ugh. I'll let y'all do that. I'm not going to do that. A lot of elder millennials, or just millennials in general, we grew up with the media, and we didn't have really social media growing up. Like, I guess like we kind of did, but we really didn't. It wasn't to this degree. I mean, we got like MySpace in end of middle school, maybe, but growing up, it was more in those formative years. It was more so you're seeing these types of like gossip magazines and stuff, but it was like, oh, this is Eva Longoria's, some famous person, famous person here, their body 2 months after having a kid, 1 month after having a kid, 4 days after having a kid. And it's like them in a bathing suit looking 100 times better than they did before pregnancy. And it's like, well, that's not their body before. Like, what the it's just interesting that she's like, yeah, this is the norm. Like, that's what we were taught. I wouldn't say you were taught that. I would say you were influenced with that, because like that's also unhealthy. So you're comparing one thing that's to another thing that
to my mental health. Drop it in the comments below. Did they ever teach you about your mental health? Did anybody ever talk about it? Guys, do you know that there are nerves that connect your brain to your gut, and it's called the vagus nerve?
I'm clearly not the demographic that she's trying to reach here, but yeah, I was taught about my mental health. I mean, psychology classes, stuff like that. I mean, we talked about it quite a bit. Again, I feel like she's a little bit older than me, so she might be considered an elder millennial. I'm not, I'm like in the middle, but which also doesn't really matter, but we grew up a little bit differently, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, and like health class as well, not even just psychology classes, like in health class, we talked about depression and anxiety, and it was more just like educational. And of course, there was still that stigma with it. And yeah, there's going to be a stigma like these days as well. No matter what, there's going to be a stigma. People these days are more open about it, but I do believe that that's more so because of social media and people sharing information and feeling like it's okay to be vulnerable. The thing that she's doing is exploiting that and monetizing that, and it's just not okay.
Because your body works as a complete body system. So your brain and your gut, which is called your second brain, is communicating throughout the day back and forth to each other. So, you know, if someone hands me a microphone and says, get up on stage, I'm going to get nervous and I might just run to the bathroom, right? Because my brain is signaling down to my gut that I'm getting ready to get up in front of people and I'm extremely nervous. Or you know that phrase when you fall in love with someone and you're like, oh, I had butterflies in my stomach. You didn't have butterflies in your stomach, but your brain was telling your gut that that person...
You didn't eat a caterpillar. You did not eat a caterpillar. Oh my gosh, Amelia Bedelia, calm down. Like, why are you explaining feelings to people? Like, no shit. This is just the most... Get off my computer.
somebody that you wanted to get to know, right? So here we are in a world where people need mental health. Guys, in the next few years, in the pharmaceutical world, brain health is going to be
where people need mental health? What are you talking about? You mean like people need mental health help? They need outlets, they need advocacy, they need products. Like, learn how to like speak before you try to sell something.
$1 trillion industry. And people don't want pharmaceuticals. They're not looking for that. They're looking for a holistic approach, something that's non-toxic, no chemicals.
If I hear the word toxic one more time, it's just so funny because a lot of these people, and I'm not saying her specifically, but a lot of these people will be like, oh my God, stop putting toxic things into your body. A lot of the Money girls do it too. Then they'll get lip injections and drink alcohol. Did you know that when you drink alcohol, you're literally poisoning yourself? That's what getting drunk is. That's why we vomit, because we're literally poisoning ourselves. I'm sure this is poisonous.
Gets to the root, that supports it. And so that's what my happy juice is all about. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it as I make it, because you're probably like, why does she keep holding up this Kool-Aid drink every single day in her stories? Like, what is the purpose behind it? So let me talk to you about it.
I doubt, unless your followers are complete idiots, that one, any of them don't know that it's the MLM product that you sell, because most likely 80 to 90% of the people who follow you on any platform are in your downline or in the MLM that you work for. And then also, you're holding up that Flavor Aid drink because you drank the Flavor Aid. Little Jim Jones reference for you.
Okay, so the first powder, which I already put in here, that's why it looks a little cloudy, because I was like, you know what, that's it, I'm going live, is my probiotic. Now, you guys have heard a lot about probiotics, right? It's the buzzword right now. There are
I wouldn't say that's the buzzword. I wouldn't say that.
Trillions of bacteria in your gut that control pretty much every aspect of your health. Your mood, your 90% of your...
I wouldn't say that's accurate either. Listen, I don't know. Who am I? Jamie Lee Curtis? I don't know about Activia in the gut. However, isn't she the spokesperson for that? Love her so much. But like, there are also like millions and billions of like mites on your face. And it does feel better when you figure out what's wrong with you. And like, if you do have a need for this, like when me and my doctor realized that I am gluten intolerant, girl, and I feel so much better when I don't eat that. But you're not a doctor, ma'am, and not everyone has the same issues. So like, you could just be like stripping your body of like doing unnecessary things. Like you could just be like putting extra things in there and it doesn't even do anything. So
hormones are produced in there. So if you're not feeling happy, that's your serotonin, right?
Aren't a lot of your hormones produced in your thyroid? I have blood work done every 6 months. My thyroid is fine. Your girl just got a fat neck and big and really poor posture, okay? And huge traps, because I am the mayor of Trap City.
Your serotonin, right? It could be off. Your melatonin, if you're not sleeping well, that's a hormone. That could be off. Your dopamine is for motivation, right? That could be off. So if you're not feeling well in your health, 9 times out of 10, and I might even say 10 times out of 10, it's something to do with what's going on in your gut. 80% of your immune system's in your gut. If you're sick all of the time, you have a gut issue, right? Autoimmune diseases.
It might not be accurate. Like, you could, and she's about to talk about autoimmune issues, but like, it could be an autoimmune issue that could have nothing to do with your gut. Like, I have multiple people in my family who have, or we, I guess, because it's on Tony's side too, that have autoimmune diseases. Taking this happy juice wouldn't help them. You know what would help them? Going to a specialty doctor.
Diseases are gut issues. So when I was even working with my own son, and helping him get to the root of his 2 diagnoses back many years ago, which we've reversed, and he's on no medications to this day. We did it through targeting the gut microbiome. But because there's a gut-brain connection and there are nerves that connect the 2 together, your mental health must be something that you focus on. Because if you're just targeting...
I'm not saying that, again, there aren't things that you can do to help issues that you have, implement things, whatever, but please go see an actual doctor, a real doctor. You don't know what the you're talking about. I just can't stand parents like this. Like, it just seems so dangerous.
One piece of the puzzle, there's going to be a missing link. And that's why I partnered with the mental wellness company, because I only targeted gut health for many years, and there was a missing link. It was my mental health. So when I went through a season in my life that was extremely stressful to me, right? We all have stress. We all have stress. I got to the point where my body fell into what's called fight or flight. So you have a stress hormone called cortisol, and it pumps out into your blood when you have a lot of stress. But you're not supposed to live there, right? God created your body.
Listen, most of y'all know, sometimes I identify as agnostic, sometimes I don't, sometimes I'm non-Presbyterian. Stop bringing him into this conversation. Leave him alone. He's got enough to do. Especially with all of the people that you are manipulating into this MLM. He's got his hands full, I think. You know what you could have done? Becky, I don't know her name. And again, I don't care. I say again, I didn't give that disclaimer yet, but of course, I don't care what her name is. It literally does not matter. I've never met this person. I never will. I don't want to, don't need to know anything about her. This isn't bullying. Shush. She's just an example, and she's got some takes. But you know what you could have done instead, Bethany? You could have gone to therapy, which most likely, because I know how expensive these products are, most likely would have been more affordable than the crazy products that you are buying and promoting and selling.
What happens is I didn't go in and come out. I lived there. And so many of you guys live in a chronic place of stress where your cortisol is pumping out all of the time. And that is why you're having side effects like weight gain, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, staring off at the ceiling, right? I was there.
First of all, ma'am, I do that because I have to pee every hour. Which lately I've only been getting up 4 times a night. But yeah, that's called insomnia. And that could be because of ADHD. That could be because of anxiety. That could be because of depression. Like, she's making a lot of statements how she's like, do you know why this happens to you? Because of this. And it's like, well, you don't know that. I don't think you understand how excited I am to run errands today. And get Taco Bell. I'm really excited. So a lot of claims, not using really any protective language, which is just, y'all know I'm as someone in sales, which she's a salesperson. She's not just a brand partner. She's a salesperson. And hearing her just talk about this stuff with no protective language at all is crazy. And you know what? I'm sick of it. Makes me want to tired of some train tracks. For legal purposes, that's a joke, but who gave me a YouTube channel? Who gave me a camera? I'll tell you, Tony bought me this camera. What's going on? What's happening right now? Be quiet, you love it.
Okay, I just got a message from my daughter. She says, Mom, we're getting ready to leave. So I'm going to make this really short. Where you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep.
Mom, we're on vacation. Stop talking to your phone.
Can't sleep. Where you are anxious, having panic attacks. And guys, there were even times I was feeling dizzy, like I was going to pass out. That's because your cortisol is not balanced. When I got my cortisol...
No, it could be because you haven't eaten. Could be because you're overly tired. Could be because you're pregnant. And you don't know yet. It could be for a lot of reasons. Could be, did I already say that you're overheated or overworked? Or you're anxious. You have bouts of vertigo. Could be for a lot of reasons. And you're making a lot of statements that you don't know about. What is going on? What is happening here?
Balanced. All of those issues went away. Completely went away. So how did I do that? I did that through turning off that cortisol response and balancing my stress hormone, supporting my mental health, right? That is key. When you have a strong mental health support system, a lot of those issues will go away. So probiotic, This probiotic is geared towards stress, anxiety, and depression. So when you go to Whole Foods or you go to a health food store, those probiotics most times are geared towards your digestive system for bloating, gassiness, diarrhea, constipation, building up your immune system. This one is geared specifically for your mental health. The second one I have is my nootropic. This is for...
Isn't it nootropic? I don't know. Everyone in MLMs cannot pronounce any word correctly. And you know what? Neither can I. But guess who cares? Not me.
Reducing inflammation. This helps with cognitive health, brain health. This helps with mood, motivation, metabolism. I'm making this short because I'm getting text messages from my kids saying, let's go. And then the last one.
Making this short because I'm ignoring my children. I just can't imagine being in a beautiful place like where she is. I mean, look at even just the reflection in that sliding glass door. Like, absolutely beautiful. And having to get on a live and like work and sell something. Now, don't get me wrong. On our family vacation, like I didn't do it last year because I was very busy. But the year before that and the year before that, like I would do like one live stream. Like I remember I got on live and like got ready for dinner or something with y'all while I was on vacation. And then I did one but that was like just like connecting with y'all. And then there was one where I was like showing y'all the sunset and just I wanted to share it with you because it was gorgeous. And I'm that where I'm like, look at this sunset. And it's like, Chelsea, why are you crying? It's just so pretty. God made this. And that's none of your business or my business. Basically, I had too many White Claws on the beach.
This one is my energy drink. So that is for brain fog, mental clarity, mental fitness, get up and do all of the things. That's why we call it happy juice. You give it a good mix and it's absolutely delicious. But this is natural and it's all about getting to the root and supporting your mental health. All right, guys, I hope you're all having a great day. Look, I'm going to show you really quick if you can see it. See my view for today. All right, I got to run because everybody's getting impatient.
Listen, first of all, seeing that view, rude. I wish that Tony and I were on vacation right now. I've complained about it enough. Y'all already know. We were supposed to go to Italy at the end of this month, and all my siblings are going. A bunch of our friends are going. It's for one of our friends' weddings. We were going to stay in this 9-bedroom villa that was already paid for by another person. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not. It's fine. This is a better adventure. You came at the best time. God did what he wanted to do. It's okay. I'm about to cry about not going to Italy again. But yeah, Tony and I have had like the absolute itch to even just go the like Hamptons of South Tampa, basically, where we usually go every single year. But the time that we go would have been like right when he got here, so we couldn't go. Right when he gets here, whatever. Seeing those palm trees is like really triggering for me, so thanks, lady. Love it. I was very, very blessed, very lucky growing up that my parents had me travel. I did most of my traveling before I was 19. Like my passport was stamped up. Loved it. And then when you are an adult, you have to pay for your own travel, and then you don't go anywhere. And you don't go anywhere because you want to save all the money. Good for her kids, but also it just sucks because it's like how many other people's kids are like hurting because of what you're doing, and how many other families are joining this cult because they want to do what you're doing and because you're showing this, and how many people are misdiagnosing themselves because you are saying that this can be like a cure-all, essentially. I mean, that is what she's saying, is that this is a cure-all, and extremely unfortunate and obviously not true. And when you are so desperate for an answer, so desperate for something to make you feel better, then, you know, you've maybe been a little bit brainwashed, or maybe you, not even brainwashed, maybe you are just really uncomfortable about going to, you know, the traditional route of going to see a doctor. Maybe you know, have mistrust in normal medical stuff. That's understandable. A lot of people do. Absolutely. And I mean, rightfully so, especially Black people. Don't fall down that rabbit hole. Actually do, because you need to educate yourself. Oh my God. The mortality rates of Black women, mortality rates, is that the right wording? Crazy, absolutely crazy. And so it's completely understandable to have distrust there. But again, people will exploit that for their own financial gain to get you to buy into this type of nonsense. So I'm not saying that taking like other routes or, you know, being your own like advocate isn't good. I am saying be your own advocate. Push, and push. I mean, I remember I was pretty sure that I had Lyme disease at one point because I was having weird symptoms that lined up with that, and I called my doctor's office, and I don't know who the fuck I just talked to, but she refused to test me for this. And he's like, what? That doesn't make sense. She got fired, not because of me, because she'd been doing other stuff like that. I'm clearly gonna pay for it. But she told me, she was like, oh, well, this, like, testing for that's like really extensive. She didn't even say expensive, she said extensive. And, you know, we have to do this, this, and this. Took everything in me not to be like, did you look at my chart? I have so many like panels and all this done every single year because my family medical history. Like, what are you talking about? So I got it done. Thank God, didn't have Lyme disease. It wasn't that. And then everything just like went back to normal and like dissipated on its own. It was weird. But be your advocate. Push and push and push. If you don't like your doctor, guess what? It might be a privilege to say so, but you can find someone else. Obviously, within your insurance, sometimes that can be hard if you're in the US. But our healthcare system blows. We deserve better, but we don't deserve this at all. So please don't let people like this tell you what's wrong with you and make all these statements when they don't know what the what's wrong with you. She's not your doctor. She hasn't seen your charts. She hasn't seen your blood work. Go get blood work done. Full panels, not just like little things. Go see a psychiatrist. Go see a therapist. Do what you need to do and go through like the correct routes, and even tell them like, I don't want to, if you're not comfortable taking like medications, tell them that, but also be educated on certain things as well. And don't believe these complete idiots who are just trying to make money off of you for their MLM. And I understand Big Pharma is trying to make money off of us too, but in my opinion, I'd rather have Big Pharma make money off of me than this lady, okay? Hi, sponsor Chelsea popping in here one more time before we end the video. I just wanted to say thank you again to Colin Broom for sponsoring this video, and to y'all for supporting my sponsors. As always, I literally could not do this job full time without y'all supporting my sponsors. So go to colinbroom.org/Suarez for 65% off of Colin Broom to add that extra fiber supplement into your life and get regular, okay? Because that's important. I know I like to be extra, but when it comes to this, I want to be regular, okay? And if you want an extra 10% off, go ahead and use Suarez 10 at checkout. Thanks again, Colin Broom, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you. Back to the video. Good Lord. So that is actually going to be it for this video. I was going to put lashes on. I'm picking up more lashes today. It's part of my errands because I'm literally on like my last set of lashes. I don't even know where the fuck they went. I need new lashes. I'll put my favorite ones down below. They're by Kiss. I actually have a PR package from Kiss coming tomorrow, so I'm very excited. They're the best. Anyways, please know how important you are. Your feelings are valid. You are valuable. Your tush looks so great. Stick up for yourself. Like I said, be your own advocate. Don't listen to this turd. This MLM sucks. If you'd like to see it, the deep dive for it that I did, go ahead and look at that in the description box down below, or you can just find it on my channel. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Feel free to share this video. Someone's sharing happy juice. You know what it is now. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye. Goodbye. Will you leave? The video's over.